So let's do question number 5. What is the least possible number of cuts required to cut a cube into 64 identical pieces? So you have a cube here. So let's say cube means all the dimensions, that is length, breadth, the height, have the same value. Okay. Let's assume that this is a cube. And I need to find least possible number of cuts. So to minimize you need to find what is the least possible number of cuts. This keyword is very important, least. So that means you need to cut the cube in all the 3 axes. That means along the length, breadth and the height. Then only you will be able to minimize the number of cuts you required, so that you will get the 64 identical pieces. I will come to the point. Okay. For example, let's say I'm cutting along the length. Okay. Let's say I'm cutting along the length. See, with 2 cuts, how many pieces you are getting? There are 3 pieces. And always keep in mind, with a single cut, you are getting plus 1 pieces. Okay. For example, here I'm doing 2 cuts here along the length. Okay. And you are getting 1, 2, 3 pieces. Plus 1 pieces always you get. Okay. So what I'm saying is, you should always keep in mind that, along the length, we have done it. Also, you should do along the breadth. Let's say this is a breadth. So this is another cut you should do. Okay. And also along the height. See this height, right? I need to cut like this along the height. So that is how you will get maximum number of pieces with minimum cuts. You should cut in all the 3 axes. And always keep in mind, another basic rule that you should always keep in mind is, let's say you have a box or a piece of paper. Okay. Let's say I'm doing in 1 cut. How many pieces you are getting? There are 2 pieces you are getting. With 1 single cut, you are getting plus 1 pieces. See, 2 pieces. Similarly, let's say if I'm doing 2 cuts here, you can see that there is 1, 2, 3 pieces. Total, there are 3 pieces. With 2 cuts, there are 3 pieces plus 1 pieces, right? Similarly, let's say if I'm doing 3 cuts, can you tell me how many pieces you are getting? 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces you are getting. So with n number of cuts, if you're doing n cuts, how many pieces you are getting? N plus 1 pieces you will be getting. Okay. Always keep in mind n plus 1 pieces for n cuts. I'm using this logic to get to the answer. So what you need to start with is, the total you need to get 64 identical pieces. That's the total number of pieces you should get at the end. So first thing is, you need to break it down into product of 3 numbers, which is nothing but 4 cube. 64 is 4 cube, right? So it's 4 times 4 times 4. That means what? Along each length, there should be 4 pieces. Breadth also there should be 4 pieces. And height also there is 4 pieces. So in total, you will be getting 64 pieces. So let's start with that. So I'm drawing a cube here so that it's easy for you to identify. Okay. Let's start with 1 axis. Okay. I need to get 4 pieces along the length. So what I'm going to do is, how many cuts you need to get 4 pieces along 1 axis length? Let's say you need to cut 3 cuts. You need to use 3 cuts to get 4 pieces, right? See, I'm assuming that, okay, this is the first cut. Okay, along this is the length. Okay, along the length, I'm cutting first cut, second one, and the third one. Like this, I'm cutting it. So you have 4 pieces. You can see, right? First piece is the top one, second, third, fourth. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces right now. So right now you have 4 identical pieces. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut along the breadth. Okay. So I'm cutting along this axis. Okay. This axis I'm cutting. So again, you need 4, right? So that means 3 cuts are needed. See, 1. So in the first cut, you will have 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Okay. The next cut and the other one. So 3 cuts, you have 4 each. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now in total, what we are having is 4 into 4, 16 pieces are there. Right now. You can count it. See, if you take the first column, let's take this first column. Okay, let's say the first column, if you take, you have 1, 2, see, first one, second one, third one, fourth one. 4 pieces. Here also you have 4 similar pieces. See, then again 4, again 4. So total 16 pieces are there. So again, you just keep in mind you need total 64. So right now we have 16. Again, another one more axis is there along the height. You can also cut, right? So you need 4 here. That is 3 cuts along the height. This is also 3 cut along the breadth. This is also 3 cut along the length. 3 cuts. See, I'm doing like this. See, first cut, second one, the third one. Now we can see that there will be total 4 times 4 times 4, 64 identical pieces are there. You can see this is 4 rows are there. Okay, see, there are 4 rows. Each row you could see 1, 2, 3, 4. Again 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 16. In each row 16. There are 16 pieces in the first row. 16, 16, 16. So in total 64. That's it. So total how many cuts you made here? 3 plus 3 plus 3. That is total 9 cuts is actually needed. So you don't need to draw it. I just use this figure so that you have a better understanding. So the basic thing that you need to keep in mind to minimize the number of cuts, you need to cut in all the 3 axes. So next step is, since you need total 64 identical pieces, so 64 should be written as a cube of a number, right? Because in all the axes, there should be same number of pieces, right? That means it should be written as a cube of a number, which is nothing but 4 cube. That means 4 times 4 times 4. Along each axis, there are 4 pieces. So you need 3 cuts along each axis to get 4 pieces. So the total number of cuts required is, you add all of them, which is nothing but 9 cuts are required. So your answer is option B is the right answer for this question. Option B is the right answer.